If you can't see because of my hat, it's okay, honey. I can't either. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Raphael and I am here to review season 2, episode 11 of The Real Housewives wearing these giant hats of Dubai. So we start the episode off with everyone coming back home from their cast trip to Bali. And I know I didn't review the last 2 episodes. I'll explain where I was in a minute and what housewife I met. But just to recap where we last left off, they were at a dinner. Strawberry and Lisa Milan had gotten into it. Strawberry, she tried to expose Lisa by telling her, well, let's talk about the voice message. Let's talk about the husband that you sent over to Chanel Ayan, questioning Sarah's motive and if she was talking bad about Brooks. And that whole situation ends up being a big misunderstanding, and it blew up in Chanel Ayan's face because she's the one that ends up looking dumb in this whole situation. I mean, Strawberry, she tried to have a moment and she quickly learns that, Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. You know, I guess there was a big misunderstanding, Lisa. I'm like, it's okay, Strawberry. You tried to give us a good TV moment. But Lisa, she's not happy about this because, again, her and Ayan, they're besties, or at least they were. She looks over at Ayan, and Ayan, she's just sitting there exposed like, you know, this salad is scrumptious. How about you, Lisa? I'm like, no, Ayan, you're a shitty friend. Because, I mean, again, we'll get to it. But Lisa Milan was just like, wow, I can't trust you, Ayan. I can't trust you. Me and you were supposed to talk shit about Sarah behind her back in private. Why would you put that on camera? Why would you tell Strawberry, of all people? Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. Yeah, me and her were talking shit about you. I'm sorry. But you know, it's all fun and games and stuff. I like your hat, though. Hey, Saba. But yeah, you know, Ayan, I can't trust you. That's basically what she told her. And Ayan tries to victimize herself. And she's like, you know, why would she say that about me? Why not? You're the one that set this whole thing off in motion. And what kills me is that Ayan is upset with, Lisa is upset with Ayan. Ayan is upset with Strawberry. Why? Because she put it out there. Regardless whether Strawberry had opened up her mouth or not, you still put the conversation out there on camera, on TV. Lisa was still gonna find out that you told Strawberry and Talene at some point. So you would think that with the history that Milan and Strawberry have, their relationship is rocky. You would think that you wouldn't say anything to Strawberry that Lisa had told you in private. And now look, you know, because you knew Lisa Milan was gonna look bad in this situation, but I guess you didn't care because you wanted to impress Strawberry, just like everybody else on the show for some reason wants to do. So Ayan gets up, she gets emotional, and she storms off to her room. And I'm like, no, Ayan, it's not gonna work. Like, this whole situation is because of you. If you didn't want to be put on the spot like this, you should have never said anything to Strawberry. You should have left that conversation in private with Lisa Milan. But here we are. Like, 'cause you put on quite a show, really had us going. That was quite a show. Very entertaining, ooh, 'cause it's over now. So she's in her room, she's emotional. Lisa Milan, even though she feels, you know, backstabbed by you, she still manages to get up and go look for you. But the weird thing is that we cut from Lisa going to look for her to her coming out the room, and she's crying, she's emotional, she's like, wow, I can't believe this. Ayan, the things that she just said about me right now, she cursed me out. Like, I have never been talked to like that by anybody. And I'm like, okay, so where is the audio? Like, you're mic'd up, she's mic'd up. Why can't we at least hear something? I get it if we don't get the visuals, like Beyonce. You know, I get that, but it's just like, okay, where's the audio? You know, okay, bravo, you know, but you could give us these pointless scenes and confessionals of the friend of the show, Saba. We could get that, right? But we can't get the visuals from Beyonce or you. Okay, so eventually she calls Ayan's husband, and I'm just like, wait, her husband? You know, if I was a husband, I would have picked up like, Lisa, why are you calling me at midnight? Are you trying to be my sneaky link? I'm like, that's concerning, but she just wanted to vent to him, like, you know, your wife is being a shitty person. I can't believe this. Like, so the rest of the trip was really, really nice. Talene and Brooks, they also got along. They were having fun. I think that they're okay again for now. Brooks, she was upset about the dress color that Lisa Milan had gave her being mustard. I didn't think it was that serious because all of them look really, really pretty, including Saba. You know, so I'm pretty sure that Brooks, you could have pulled off mustard because you look beautiful in everything you wear. So now everyone's back home. We see Ayan going out to eat with her husband. I love the white dress that she had on with the white pussy. Cat. She looked really, really pretty. But I have a question for Ayan. I feel like she's questioned about this a lot online. How come we never see her house? You know, like it's been like 2 seasons now. No episode have we ever seen, at least to my recollection, of her house. We never seen her go in, in bed, nothing. It's always at a restaurant, outside, at a park. Like, what is going on? I know her husband is sick of her. When she tells him, honey, we gotta go film. But sweetie, I don't wanna go get lunch. At this point, I feel like I know every single restaurant in Dubai because that's all she films in, Yeah, I know that the restaurants are sick of her. Like when they see her coming in, like, you don't want to go film the show in your living room or in your kitchen, in your backyard, nothing like... Just always eating out, right? But, Ayan, it is funny. Again, she continues this whole victimizing thing of herself. And she's like, I can't believe Lisa would say that she doesn't trust me. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get how I did anything wrong. I didn't do anything. And I mean, yeah, I guess, but it's not that serious. And I'm like, Ayan, it's just so sad to see, you're really doing all of this for Strawberry. Meanwhile, we see Lisa Milan. She's over at her house with her kids. She has these scary looking masks that resemble the face of Lisa Rinna. And she's like, oh, these are scary masks that they wear in Bali. Then we see our husband, Richard, he's in bed and, he's barefoot. And she's like, honey, I can't believe this whole situation with Ayan. I just don't understand. I don't know if I could trust her again. And he's just looking at her like, So, the reason why I didn't review the last 2 episodes was because I went to Las Vegas to go see my mother, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Mariah Carey. And I finally got to see her for the first time last year. I cried a couple of times. So this year, my mom, my actual mom, she got me tickets to go see her concert in Las Vegas. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go. It'll be my first vacation, I think, in a in years by myself. I think I can do it. I've been working on, not having social anxiety and being in places by myself. I think I teared up and cried about maybe 4 or 5 times, and I had to keep it together. I had to keep looking up every now and then because I didn't want my face to swell up and get all puffy because I still wanted to take pictures of my outfit after. And it was just so beautiful. No, I can't forget this evening or your face as you were leaving. But I guess that's just the way the story goes. Ooh. Okay, we're on Raphael Carey, but just so beautiful. I was just so emotional the whole entire night in a good way. It's just so beautiful. I love Mariah Carey. And then after the concert, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go get tickets to her Christmas tour. So now I'm gonna see her in November. And I'm so excited to be reunited with her again and see her perform again and probably get emotional and cry again in the crowd to her Christmas music, which I also love. So then after, I was in a, really good mood. I was just like, okay, it's the last night. I leave in a couple of hours. Should I go to the club or should I stay home and just relax? I'm going to the club. So I went to the club and I had mentioned, not maybe like 3 months ago in my video discussing the whole situation with Diddy and Cassie, that I was dealing with extreme depression, and ever since then, I went to therapy. So I joined therapy for the first time. I've never done it before. I was nervous at first, but I'm like, no, I need to do this because, my depression was just like, it was just taking over. I was discussing, how I have social anxiety when I go to certain spaces or gay places, specifically, nightclubs. I don't really go to nightclubs by myself, but I'm just like, well, I don't ever want to stop myself just because I don't have a friend or just a significant other or a side piece or anything right next to me to go places with. Like, I still want to live my life and I still want to have fun just by myself because I know I can do it. I just need to overcome that anxiety part, right? So this was a challenge to me. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a new thing to me, going to the club by myself. And I was completely fine. I was completely okay. I was having a really good time just by myself. I was dancing. I was enjoying, the performances, the music. The music was so good and everything was just, I was having a really good time. So I was on the dance floor, right? I was dancing or whatever, and I just felt so beautiful. Again, I'll put pictures of my outfits. I felt so beautiful. I was dancing, and I'm like, wait a minute. I look over to my left, and I see this blonde woman. She's making her way through the crowd, and I'm like, she was by herself, and I'm like, okay, maybe, maybe it's just, I'm still on a high of Mariah Carey. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, right? I'm like, let me keep dancing. Dip it low, pick it up slow, roll it all around, poke it out like your back broke, pop. And then I'm looking again and I'm like, is that really? No, it can't be. So let me keep dancing. Let me keep, oh, look at this guy. He's cute. And then I kept looking and I'm like, So then I'm like, that's who I think it is. So then I walked up to them. I was just like, should I just, say hi? Should I not? I don't know. So then I was just like, making my way through the crowd like a bad bitch, right? I was, with my drink in hand. I'm like, so then I was just like, I approach her, this blonde woman, and I'm like, it is her. I can tell because of the tacky outfit. I'm just kidding. But guess who it was? It was Sutton from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Again, I don't even live in Las Vegas, and here I am on vacation, and she's right in front of me on the dance floor, just dancing away by herself. And I'm like, Sutton. And she looks at me and she smiles, and I'm like, oh my God, Sutton, like, what are you doing here? Which was a stupid question because I'm like, obviously we're in a nightclub in Las Vegas. We're here to have fun and shake ass and sin a little bit. So we're like dancing and whatever, because I'm like, well, I can't just stand here. So I continue dancing along with her. I'm like, oh my God, Sutton, like, I can't believe this. Like, I was just seeing pictures of you, online or whatever, blah, blah. Like, I can't believe this. And, she said hi. She was really, really sweet. She just kept dancing, right? Like, she was really into the music. And I'm like, Sutton, it's okay. I'm with you too. I'm like, we can talk and dance at the same time. And then I think I had asked her for a photo, for a selfie. And she was just like, yeah. So we took a selfie. And I'm just like, okay, because I need the screenshots, receipts, timeline. Because I'm like, okay, I already know I'm going to, mention this to you all. And I'm like, I need some type of receipt or else none of you are going to believe that this happened. So then I asked somebody there, I was just like, can you take a picture of me and her, of me and my friend? So then he took a picture of us. She looked so, so, so pretty. She was so, so sweet. And then I was just like, oh, Sutton, I saw the pictures of you and the rest of the cast of Beverly Hills. You went on your cast trip and I saw that you were wearing the carnival outfits. All of you look so pretty. Now, do I want to be messy and say what she told me about that? Nah, I'm not gonna be messy. I'm just, just leave that to the imagination. That's a private conversation between me and Sutton, right? So I was just like, wow. So then we continued talking about something else. And then I had mentioned Kyle doing her splits. And again, I'm not gonna be messy and say what she said. But after that, we recorded a video. She was dancing behind me. We had a really, really good time, and she was really, really fun, really, really sweet. So shout out to Sutton for, taking a selfie, a video with me, and just engaging and, even talking and dancing together. Like, that was really, really fun and very unexpected. Like, I did not expect any of that. Then we head over to Caroline Strawberry's house, and Sarah Hill's still living with her. She is concerned because she doesn't want to come in between Ayan or Lisa's friendship over this whole voice message situation, which you could have fooled me, Strawberry, because not once did you ever think, maybe I shouldn't mention this voice message situation because it's not my business. No, I'm gonna mention it anyways, and now we're here. Like, you and Ayan are both full of it. She also mentions that Brooks is throwing a polo event, for horses and stuff, and she needs to get ready for that. And then I love how Brooks, in the flashback, we see her inviting everybody like, yeah, make sure that you dress really, really nicely because if you dress really shitty, I'm gonna be judging. Me, same, Brooks, same. But we also see Ayan meeting up with somebody in the makeup community named Huda. I don't really know who she is. I don't know anything about makeup. I'm a natural beauty. But Ayan looks so, so good with this black suit, with the hoops. I love the look. But she's meeting up with her. Her name is Huda, and she's a big deal in the makeup world, right? Huda was giving her advice and tips on how everything goes with her business, Ayan Beauty. And kudos to Ayan, because that's a big deal to get somebody as, Huda, as big as she is, on this show, to give you advice personally, one-on-one. Like, bring her on the show for next season. I know she has money. Then we head over to Sarah's house, and we see Nina from season 1. That was a nice surprise. I wish that Nina was still on the show. I liked her. She was cool, and she had a lot of money. So I would like to see her at least be a friend of the show for next season. And speaking of, we see the actual friend of the show this season. So what's her name? Saba. She's there. This could have been a one-on-one conversation between Nina and Sarah. We didn't, we need the extras. But, Sarah, she goes on to tell Nina, Nina, this whole situation with my maid, she was covering up the cameras for the past 6 months in my house. She was having strange men come over. They were plotting, they were scheming on me and my son, looking at pictures of them and trying to figure out our schedule and saying, oh, Maktoum, he has nice skin. And I'm like, that sounds extremely, extremely scary, extremely traumatizing. It sounds like human trafficking, to be honest with you. And I'm like, for 6 months, this was going on, Sarah, and you're just now, catching on to this. Like, you see what happens when you're too busy giving out all these, this bullshit advice or whatever. Like, stuff is going on in your house. And that is so, so scary. Like, I can only imagine because her house is huge, right? Then the camera pans out, right? And then we see her son sitting right next to her as she's going on and on in detail about this traumatic experience. And I'm like, Sarah, again, I'm not a parent, but I just don't think that Maktoum should be in these type of conversations or listening to any of this because it's already traumatizing. First of all, he's already gone through a lot, in his short period of time already. He's witnessed his mom go through like 2 horrible marriages, 1 abusive marriage, and now this is traumatizing, to know that he is being plotted on to basically be kidnapped for ransom for whatever type of scary reason. And you're explaining all of this with him. Like, he doesn't want to hear all of that. He should not have to hear all of that. Instead of giving all these spiritual advice or whatever, you should have been giving a spiritual beatdown to this maid because, no, that is crazy to me. And then on top of that, it gets worse. Sarah says that the guy that she was talking to, the beautiful guy, what's his name, Akeem, that she was going to go on a podcast, right? She was being paid $45,000. Again, $45,000, right? To get on a podcast and give spiritual advice. First of all, who the fuck is who is asking for advice from Sarah for $45,000? Like, who is paying that much for Sarah? Like, that is crazy. Does anybody want me on a podcast? I'll do it for $10. Or a gift card to Applebee's, but $45,000 for the bullshit that comes out of her mouth. Like, I can easily do that. I can do it right here. So, I just feel like, in this world, in this very dark world, I feel like we all have the power within ourselves to be our greatest value. I feel like we could be our own motivation if we really think a little bit deeper. I think if we just absorb the oxygen in the world and really, be mindful of the way we think, I think we could get to a better place. Yes? Okay, where's my money? $45,000. I wish. Anyways, but that was that, right? So she was going to be on a podcast, but she didn't do it. Why? Because Akeem. He was upset because the podcast guy that she was, going on, he had shirtless pictures on Instagram. And then on top of that, Sarah's just like, oh yeah, I didn't do it because of him. Sarah, come over here. Come over here for a second, sit down for a minute. Let me give you advice. Let me give advice to anybody. I do not care how good the dick is for anybody. There's no amount of dick. There's no dick in the world. Well, no. There's no dick in the world that's good enough to make you miss out on $45,000 to, promote your bullshit out of your mouth. Like, what? Just $45,000 and you just let it go down the toilet. First of all, this podcaster, he should be investigated because where is he getting that money from? To pay Sarah to talk about BS. Like, what 45? I'm still forever stuck on that. But anyways, maybe that hat that she wears 24/7 is too tight on her head and maybe she doesn't see the signs. Maybe it's strangling her brain because I just don't get it. I get it that you want to see the positivity in everybody, but no. And then on top of that, she tried to reverse it and she tried to put a him on him. And she was like, Akeem, you're going to do this photo shoot for $3,000. Like, don't do it for me. Don't do it for me, okay, babe? What did he do? He went to go do it. Too dumb. It could not be me. It couldn't be me. And Nina was just like, Sarah, come over here. Let me see your hand. Okay, yeah, you have no ring. And I'm like, you see, another reason why she should be back on the show. Like, the common sense, right, Nina? And Saba, for once, she actually said something of worth. And she was like, he's never going to change. A man like that, he's a very insecure man, and he's never going to change that. And, Saba, they could never make me like you, but I'll give you that. I'll give you, 10 points for that. But Sarah just... Caroline Strawberry and Lisa Milan finally meet up at this rooftop restaurant next to the Wiz Khalifa. And you already know that Sarah Hill is somewhere in the sky with his parachute just looking down at Caroline, spying on her, ready to drop in. So they're sitting down and Lisa Milan is just so beautiful. Like, it's insane, right? So Strawberry, she starts it off first by saying, I didn't mean for what I said about the voice message to really come between you and Ayan. I don't want it to get like that. I want both of you to be okay. I don't want to be an issue in your friendship. And it's just like, Strawberry, like, no, like, did you not think at all, like, maybe if I say this or expose this voice message right here and blindside Ayan just to try to get at Lisa and embarrass her, maybe they're still gonna be okay between each other. Lisa's not gonna take it personal. Like, you really thought it was gonna be okay? And the trust is already broken. Even though you're trying to apologize to Lisa, Lisa's looking at you like, okay, I'll accept it, but I already know how you move because look how quick you were to throw Ayan underneath the bus and you two just made up just to try to get a moment out of me. So no, I'm pretty sure you'll do it again in the future. So Strawberry, you can't be trusted. And Ayan, unfortunately, you can't be trusted either. Like, especially since you broke that bond over Lisa's enemy. Like, so Lisa goes on to say, okay, well, you said some things, I said some things about you, but I don't specifically like that you called me an escort because that is a very terrible stereotype for Black women, especially in Dubai. So when I drop my kids off at school, are the other parents thinking this about me? Is that how they think that I got this lifestyle and now they don't want to invite me or my kids to their events? Because this is a very conservative place to live. So Lisa starts getting emotional. She starts crying. Strawberry, she realizes the pain that she caused Lisa by calling her this, and she apologizes. And with Dubai being as conservative as Lisa mentioned, you would think that Lisa would have apologized to Strawberry as well for saying, what she said about Sergio, alluding to him being gay, because Dubai, with their very strict rules, and especially when she said that she was on, didn't she say that she was on Epstein's, list or whatever? That was a crazy accusation as well, but I guess that was that. Maybe they can move forward, but I don't see Lisa trusting her as she shouldn't. We finally get to Caroline Brooks's polo event that she's hosting, and for someone who said, oh, you need to dress really nicely, I will be judging, I expected Brooks to be wearing something like, woo, but instead we got, woo, she looked nice, but I just expected something else. But, she's there. Then we see Sarah. Sarah looks really, really pretty. I like the outfit. The tacky letters on the dress, kind of like, the dress, but she looks nice. And then we see the friend of the show, Saba, and I'm gonna have to give it to her. She looks really, really beautiful. I love this color. She looked really nice. Take a seat. So then we see Strawberry. Strawberry, did you even try? Like, it's like she rolled out of bed and Sergio was just like, come on, honey, we have to go. And she was just like, what happened, honey? Oh, okay, let's go. And she walked out the house in her pajamas, her jelly sandals that belong on a 3-year-old, her hair is in a messy bun. Like, she didn't even try. Sergio, he looks handsome, of course. So I believe we see Bonnie and Clyde, aka Talene and Raphael 2.0. They look like they're about to rob a bank. Raphael 2.0, I like to lean, but he kind of just messes everything up. It's like seeing Melissa and Joe Gorga all over again. It's just like, ew, get both of them off the screen. Sorry, Talene, but your husband is just weighing you down at this point. But they look nice, they look good. They brought a little doggy too. I believe Lisa Milan, I mean, do I have to say it every episode? She just looks so good. She makes it look way too easy. Like, just so beautiful, flawless. I love her outfit. Then we see Ayan. Ayan, I love the outfit. I think she got the best look to me. Her, Saba, and Lisa Milan, all three of them look really, really pretty. So, but then when I kept looking at Ayan, I'm like, why does this look so familiar to me? And you know what it is? I'm gonna put a side-by-side picture of Ayan and also the killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer. All she needed was the hook. They have the same outfit on, right? Eventually they sit down, everybody's being nice to each other. They left their bygones be bygones in Bali, and for the most part, everything is good. At least, between Chanel, Ayan, and Strawberry. Again, Chanel, Ayan is trying to make Strawberry out to be the bad person. It's just like, it's like the Spider-Man meme. Like, both of you are pointing at each other, but both of you are shitty people. Like, both of you are untrustworthy. So it's just like, what are we really competing for, right? Eventually, I think polo, they're looking at horses race. Am I mistaken? Is that the sport? I don't know. Like, this is too rich for me. I've always wanted to go to something like this just to wear a big ass hat for no reason. They started talking about the situation with the maid and Sarah. They were all completely shocked. I believe the lady went to jail now, but Sarah, you should have got the cast to jump her before she went to jail, but she's in jail now. And then it got worse because she read the text messages of her texting these men, and the men were like, oh, is Maktoum, is he beautiful? Is he this? Is he that? Blah, blah, blah. What's their schedule like? It was definitely a human traffic situation, and that's pretty scary. Like, Sarah, I don't know. Like, if I was her, I would just move out the house. I wouldn't even live in the same house anymore. Like, I wouldn't even feel comfortable, especially Maktoum. He'll probably, feel what is it? Traumatized, just living in the same house, knowing that all of this was being plot on him specifically. They start walking around the field. I think they're having a good time. I thought Polo was about horses, but not once did I ever see a horse this episode. I don't know, maybe wrong activity, but regardless, it seemed like an okay time. At least everybody dressed nicely, right? So eventually we see Ayan, the I Know What You Did Last Summer killer. She sits down with Caroline Strawberry to discuss what's going on. And Strawberry, she continues with her apology tour. And she's like, I'm sorry. I tried to poke fun at this whole situation at Lisa's expense, at your expense. And I realized that I was wrong. So, I guess she's owning up to it. I guess. I still think that Ayan is worse in this situation because Ayan, you put it out there. So it's like, yeah, Strawberry, you're shitty for doing that because in a way, she kind of trusted you. But Ayan, you put this on TV with a camera in your face. So it's just like, okay, whatever. Both of them are both of them are like the Spider-Man meme, just pointing at each other, but they're both shitty. So it's just like, the real victim here is Lisa, I guess, but eventually, I believe it was Strawberry's birthday. We see her and Sergio, they're getting on this yacht that he paid for with her credit card. And we see a bunch of food that he paid for with her credit card. And we see this nice cake that resembles her house that he paid for with her credit card. And then I believe we see in a flashback that he got her a Birkin, or at least the way Strawberry says it, a buckin. They sit down. They're so cute, too. They're matching in their beautiful outfits. They both look really, really nice in this baby blue outfits. And they're sitting down. And, of course, the conversation about having a baby gets brought up. And, Sergio. Strawberry's just like, okay, so is that like an ultimatum? Like, I know you want a baby, but, like, is that like an ultimatum? And he doesn't necessarily say yes, but he was just like, look, I want a baby because I need a purpose in life, which I feel like that's a very toxic way of thinking. I feel like, he's just like, well, Caroline Strawberry, she's going to go. My parents are going to go. I'm going to be left with nobody. So I need a purpose. And it's just like, no, Sergio, find a hobby, find something to do. Like, don't put that type of, oh, that's a sign right there that I shouldn't be talking shit about. Just choking. She was just like, no, not right now, like maybe in the future, but I don't see it happening. And I don't see him finding the strength to leave Strawberry. I just don't see that. Why? Because I feel like he likes being famous. He likes being in the spotlight. So I feel like he knows that if he leaves her, she's going to stay on the show and he's just going to be just another ex-husband. So I don't know. And I don't know. The way he talks to Strawberry, I just know he has a voodoo doll of Strawberry and he just talks to it every night like, love me, love me, love me. But that was that. Good luck with that, Sergio. I don't think that you're ever going to get it, but we'll see. Maybe she'll change her mind, but you can't force her to do something like that either because, again, you should have discussed this. And it was both of your fault, too, because he even admits it. Oh, we didn't discuss this prior to getting married. We just kind of rushed into it. But look at that. Now you're in this situation. Now you're in a pickle. So that was that. Let me know what you all thought about this whole entire episode down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.